24 hours later, Francis is the darling of the left-wing media and perhaps a number of senators, even on the right as well. But has anything changed?
I don't know what we can expect to change. I mean, this is a woman who my investigation suggests has a long record of sort of wokeness and identity politics agitation. She's sort of blown the whistle, if you want to call it that, at previous employers. She claimed that Google wasn't inclusive enough because it had more what she called transsexuals than it did women. So she was dissatisfied by that. She does a lot of sort of racial identity politics stuff at Pinterest. She made a feature where you can search by skin color, which I find kind of creepy. So this is basically a left-wing agitator. She's made 20-plus campaign contributions, including to those Democratic senators and to AOC. And it's not an organic whistleblower coming forward. She's actually working with Democratic operatives, including Jen Psaki's PR firm.
So does that mean we should discredit everything that she's saying? And if what she's saying is true, does it matter who she gave money to or what she's complained about in the past?
What she's saying should be discredited on its face because it's absurd. Basically what she's saying is Facebook is too conservative. This is a tech company in Silicon Valley staffed almost entirely by Democrats, and she's mad that they didn't censor enough conservative speech. They censored a lot of it, but she thinks they should censor more. She says they only censored about 3% of the problematic content. So when you look at Facebook, do you think they should censor 33 times more content? Like when your uncle posts something.
It's odd because I know you at the Daily Wire, you guys have taken shots at Facebook and complained at various times about how they've done things. This is a Facebook executive. You may agree with her. Take a listen.
I can't speculate on her motives, but I can say she didn't work on these issues, and her testifying about them and mischaracterizing some of the documents she stole is like if a journalist were to read another journalist's story, a colleague's story, and say, oh, I'm an expert on this. I mean, she's not an expert in these areas.
So if she's not an expert, why is everyone holding her out to be?
Because, there's a bunch of old people on Capitol Hill who don't understand how computers work, and they think because she's an engineer, she has insight into it. But these aren't technical issues. They're political issues. Matters of politics are not cut and dry. There aren't arbiters who can tell us what's right and what's wrong. What she's trying to do is, and you heard it on the Capitol Hill testimony, she says Facebook is producing a divided America. That's not the case. The problem is that Facebook is democratic with a lowercase d. It's reflecting America. Facebook is where you can share what you believe and you can choose what news content you want.
And in a way,
what she's mad at is that some Americans are conservative.
Well, yeah, and also Facebook is reflective of a capitalistic America. They figured out how to make money and drive engagement, and that's what businesses do. Luke, keep up the reporting and come back and talk to us about it, all right?
Thank you.
All right. Well, the nation's most secretive agency is